All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner doing another draft breakdown. Another guy I saw at the Senior Bowl from the national championship, Alabama Crimson Tide. We're going to talk about Alex Leatherwood, the left tackle from Georgia. First, if you like these, please like and subscribe. It's simple. Just do it. And we're going to be doing a ton of these, 10 to 15 minute videos on these guys. So, Alex Leatherwood, at the Senior Bowl, he measured up at 6'5", 312 pounds, arm length of 34 and 3/8 inches. I did see someone say that the Senior Bowl, the arm length isn't always super accurate, that they're sometimes a little shorter, which you would think they would like to, give them a little extra, but they said they're shorter. But comparing those arm length, which is important for tackles, to Becton was 35 and 5/8, so, a little over an inch shorter. And then Thomas, I mean, he had freakishly long arms at 36 and 1/8. And then his arms are longer than Will's. Will's is basically the same, 34 2/8, 1/4, and then Wirf's at 34 inches. So, you like what you saw out of Wirf's and Will's rookie season. So the arm length is fine. Senior starter, junior starter, first team All American, Outland Trophy winner. I mean, he's an accomplished player at Alabama. Played opposite of Jedrick Wills his junior year. Playing style wise, he's very smooth in his pass pro. Like, his pass pro is very smooth. You can tell he's calm, cool, and collected. His hands are calm. His feet are good. He stays vertical for the most part, but when he does open up his hips, they're open, which can allow guys to bend the edge on him. The guys who are the best in that, he will have issues with that to start. And you could tell that he's coached by the same guy, Jedrick Wills. I mean, his hands, the way he uses things. Guys in the pros don't do some of the stuff he does. His hands are good, but I think he should punch a little more. He can do the hop step, which I think is the last play of this breakdown. Decent but not great run blocker, and he's better at pinning blocks instead of just straight up blocks. But this is mostly focused on the pass pro. Leatherwood, I think you people have said, oh, maybe he should play guard. I think you got to start him out at tackle because he could be a good tackle. So let's roll through it. Alex Leatherwood, red leather, yellow leather. First play, calm hands, using his arm length against, this is against Georgia. This guy's supposed to go in the first round. You see, he doesn't punch with his hands. He's similar to Wills in that way, where he's placing them, but it's not like he's not letting a guy get into his chest too. And I think he might even grab his face mask. But he's just calm, cool, and collected. Watch the feet. The feet never cross over. Anchoring in. You can see, where does he open the hips up at? And the hips are open at around 5 yards, which you can live with that. Ball gets tipped up. Next play in the run game, he does get beat inside on this one. This is why I don't think he's the greatest straight up blocker. You see the first two steps. Watch. 1, 2. Good steps, but then after the first two steps, he just totally leans. He lunges. He's lunging into that guy. He's expecting this to be a straight up block. He's expecting to go one-on-one, head up, strength versus strength. So because of that anticipation, he lunges. And because 92 is shooting this gap, now he gets screwed because he doesn't have his feet coming with his hands. So, I mean, that's stuff you just get better with at time, though, too. Here, this is good stuff. This is where I think his hands are his most impressive thing. Watch the left hand. The left hand he uses, and Jedrick Wills does this a ton too. He uses that left hand as like a feeler hand, and then the right hand is where you're coming. Try and break that arm off of you. But you see the feet are always calm. Feet are always calm. Leans a little at the end, but you're engaged at that point too. Again, if you said what's the best thing about Alex Leatherwood is his feet are he doesn't cross up his feet, and his his hand play is good. He doesn't punch, but his hand play is good. Here, this is the stuff that kind of worries you a little bit. is this Juke at the line of scrimmage. Watch. Initially, he's using, that first step with the left foot. Then he sees the inside move, so his right foot comes down. And his base just gets stuck in the mud because his base is super wide. Because when he takes this right step, the left foot is still stuck in the ground. So it's too wide, and then it's like, okay, well then now you've totally given up the edge at this point. And I just don't think, I think he's not slow, but he's not the most athletic guy in the world where he can get away with some sloppy stuff, Like, he's got to be a technician. Because I just don't think he's the most athletic guy in the world. In the NFL, you might not have a guy that's that wide open, and you might be getting that might be a sack in the NFL. Here, I love this. It's not the most. It's not like this isn't like this isn't like, oh, this is his best rep, but this just shows how well coached he is, how smart he is, and that the game is not too fast for him. Like some guys, it's too fast for them, but he is calm, cool, and collected always. So you got that right arm, or the left arm of the defensive lineman, gets that arm on him, and he knows that this is going to be a one arm. I'm trying to bull you back, get you on skates, and then use a counter or something. Watch his right hand. Bam! Breaks it off. Don't let him long arm you like that. Bam! Breaks it off. Guy loses his balance, and when that head goes down, doesn't just sit there. Get on top of him. Sit on him, basically. You're basically just sit on him. Dumping him. Breaking that handbar off you. Bam. Like just like you're wrestling your brother in the backyard. Bam. So good stuff there. You're just good, calm, cool, collected hands. Gets vertical. Doesn't overset to, like he gets at this point. He doesn't keep kicking and leaving his inside exposed. Left hand. He punches with just the one hand, even though it's more of a placement than a punch. But he's strong enough. Using that right hand. Watch the right hand come in. Holding hands. Stopping him from, ripping through, the defensive end from ripping through there. And then just feet are calm. Never crossing over. Just a nice win. Just a great rep. Next play. Opens up his hips a little bit. Gets vertical, but he's opening up his hips right here. You got speed. You got, a 7 technique. Someone that's wide out there. Just seems like he opens up the hips a little too early. But he's strong enough with his hands where he places it on him and he wins. Like, he wins this rep. I just feel like he might be opening up his hips a little too early. Where it's, we're at 3 yards and his hips are totally open. You see how everyone else is kind of square? And, when you're facing a guy that wide, sometimes you have to do that. But I think in the NFL, you could get yourself in a little trouble opening up your hips at 3 yards. Here, this is where I said he's better in the run game. He's better as this run out blocker. Feet, calm, choppy. Gets on him and then benches. Uses the right hand to torque out. I mean, that's beautiful. Look at that hole he just created. Like I said, calm, cool, collected. Short, choppy steps. Then when he realizes he's got to get out there, gets out there. And then bench presses it off him. Now you got yourself a hole to make Najee Harris look good. Here he opens his hips way too early. Way too early. We're opening up the hips. Again, look. Look, see how everyone else is, and even the tackle on the other side. Just opens up his hips way too early. And then where the hand placement is, well, now you're playing half the man. And he's able to get around that edge. He's getting around that. Where's he? How many yards is he getting around that edge at? Getting around that edge around 8 yards, which a lot of times you can win that. But in the NFL, that's gonna give you a sack in a game, where it's like you feel like you're washing the guy around, but it ends up turning into a sack. So, I don't think he's athletic enough to open up his hips like that. Just staying vertical. He's got the good hands, the good feet to be able to work. Be able to just stay vertical more. Good hand play. Again, this is the whole. He's got that arm on him. Uses the right hand to dump him. And this is just a good job by the defensive end. Like, there's not much he can do on this. So this defensive end realizes when he does it to just, all right, if you're going to do that, I'm going to get low and just try and drive you through. I mean, he could try and, let him go a little bit and just literally jump on top of him. But this is more on the right side than on him. I don't know who this sack gets credited to, but there's not much you can do on this one. And then this one, this is the hop step. It's when you're facing a bull rush. So he's got the bull rush. He realizes he's got the bull rush. Now watch. Watch these two. Watch his feet. Hop. Both feet going in there. Hop. Does it again. Hop. It's giving yourself an anchor. Hop. Hop step. Andrew Thomas uses that a ton. Wills really doesn't use that at all. So interesting to see an Alabama guy using this. Bam. Bam. And then guess what? Because of that good block you had, Alex Leatherwood, guess what you get to watch? I hope you're not on the field goal team because you're about to run. Bam. Jalen Waddle. 90-plus yards. Now you got to go block for the field goal team. So, I like Alex Leatherwood. I don't think he is in that range of those top 4 of the 2020 class of the, Thomas, Becton, Wills, Wirfs. But I think a team, if depending on how the tackle class ends up going, I think that someone takes him in the late first round. I don't think it's a bad pick. So I could see him going somewhere in the late first. Good hands, good feet, which is, there's guys in the league that you can't, like, their feet and their hands suck. So he's not the most athletic guy in the world, but he's strong enough. I mean, he can maul guys in the run game. He's got some stuff to work on. But I like Alex Leatherwood. I think he's the guy that if he's there in the second round for a team like the Giants, I think you may go and do that and get your right tackle. So I like Alex Leatherwood. If you like the videos, like the way I like Alex Leatherwood, subscribe. Subscribe. Appreciate you guys.